You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Pigskin Project YouTube channel. I am Matt Hartman, and today we're talking everything Week 1. We're talking Cowboys, Eagles up at the top. We're always going to be talking about the games of the week. We're going to start all the videos, games of the week. There's going to be the Thursday night game first, and then we're going to talk about three main games that we all want to talk about and bring some analysis on each and every week. And then we get into, Pigskin Pick'em, which is where it is what it sounds like. We pick the games, all 16 Week 1 games. We all have our own independent picks, and we're going to keep track throughout the season. Maybe we have a punishment at the end of the season. Who knows? Maybe we have a prize for the winner. Who knows? We also talk about some upsets. We also sprinkle in at the end some Pigskin Payout, which is our own little way of dropping a little parlays. Not gambling advice. Obviously, if you don't want to tail, you don't have to. There's no pressure. And then lastly, if you want to see these live Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. And if you see my hat here, the Saints, I'm running my own independent Saints column this year. So if you want to learn about the Cardinals and Saints Week 1 preview, I just made an article on that. So that'd be awesome if you wanted to check that out if you're a Saints fan. And if you're not a Saints fan, you want to just help me out, I would really appreciate that. Or you want to learn about the Saints, that'd be much appreciated. Going to do quarterback tracker throughout the year of Spencer Rattler and likely when Tyler Shuck plays. But just overall, I hope you enjoy. I have been rambling on. Let's get you into Week 1.
Using a new segment this week, or at least somewhat new. We're going to be talking about games of the week, and we've got our full rundowns for what we think are the top 4 games of this week. Matt, you want to tell us what those games are?
Yes, so the format of this will always start
get it? But
with Thursday. Okay, dude. We'll start every time with the Thursday night football game. Obviously, we are going to talk about Cowboys and the Eagles. Banner night. Nick Sirianni didn't know that apparently. What was that about? That was funny. Didn't get why he did that. But yeah, for the Eagles this year, a new season to kind of keep rolling, because Ben, what were they? They were like 11 of 12 in their last 12 games. The only loss was the Kenny Pickett start. They win every they win the Super Bowl by 20 points. They win from the wild card up. And for Dallas, this is a new chapter. They're opening a legitimate new chapter with what a weird offseason for Dallas. They make this move to trade for George Pickens. They never pay Micah when they have the opportunity to. Now they trade Micah. They get a 30-year-old interior defensive lineman who, he has 1 year left guaranteed money, and they can cut him, which I think they're going to do. But just overall, this whole narrative of the game, I don't know how the Eagles don't run away with this one. Except Dak Prescott's on the other side, and he owns Philadelphia. How do you feel?
No, stop it. No, again, I'm all for it. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know what Matt was referring to at the top of this little thing, the Eagles will not be out there for the banner unveiling and the dropping of the banner, which I think is I understand why they're doing it, because they're oh, it's a new season, but allow your players to be we did that. Let's go do that again. So I get both sides of it. I wish they would have been out there to see all of the work that they had put in. But to be frank, I'm not super worried. 7.5 is kind of a crazy line for me because these games are usually very, very close.
Flipped. It's flip-flopped.
Yes. But I mean, I would assume that Saquon is just going to run for 200 yards this game. There's going to just be absolute no threat of any run defense at all with their linebackers and kind of what their defensive line looks like right now. And you open up the run game, well, there goes your pass game. So I'm not super worried. I think the Eagles are going to win this one. Dak Prescott can suck it. But also, like you said, he always plays them tough. We haven't seen what this offense looks like with George Pickens in it and in the new coaching staff and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But again, I think the Eagles win this game. I really do. Shocker.
It's really fun to think about, the last, I don't want to say last four. Who was the 2024 kickoff team?
Well, it's got to be the Chiefs. Chiefs Ravens, right?
It was Chiefs. Yeah, Chiefs Ravens. Yeah. Okay. So right now you have since 2021, defending champion Buccaneers defeated the Cowboys, defending champion Rams lost to the Bills, defending champion Chiefs lost to the Lions, and then defending champion Chiefs beat the Ravens. So it's like it's a 50-50 split within the past 4 years. We're going to see that broken tomorrow. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
within the past 4 years, I don't know.
One more thing, the matchup I want to talk about. I want to hit a matchup each game. The Eagles receivers against these corners, because I don't know what this defense is going to look like on the boundary. I know Trayvon Diggs is going to play, but how does he look playing coming off an injury? Deron Bland is definitely not a sticky corner. He is a gambling corner. He makes big splash explosive interceptions and turns them into 6 points. Remember that season he had a few years ago? But overall, I'm just, with how technically sound these receivers are and with how they can just run down the field, I'm just interested to see how these corners match up overall. And can they hang? Can they hang? Because I think there is going to be with how bad the linebackers are, I think there's going to be a real, 7 in the box kind of feel. We're going to stop Saquon Barkley. We're going to make Jalen Hurts throw the ball, because they've done that in the past. So I'm excited to see how that works.
Well, and to piggyback off of that really quick, hold on 1 second, Ben. To piggyback off of that as well, I want to show this to everybody while I ask this question. You bring up the defensive players, just a little bit, right? You're talking about the linebackers, the defensive backs. What is this? My question, I guess, what does this Matt Eberflus defense look like in Dallas after Micah Parsons? Because right now, there's not a lot here that moves me. I don't know if I'm alone here, but I'm going to leave this up. You guys can kind of, throw your opinions at it. But, just my overall question to you guys. And, who knows? It's a question yet to be answered to see if whether or not it can actually answer the call. They just got a massive, massive task ahead of them going into playing the Super Bowl champions. And now literally, a week before, they're supposed to play the defending Super Bowl champions, they get rid of the best player. Definitely a hit. But what do you guys think? Ben, I'll start with you since I cut you off. I apologize, buddy.
No, you're all good. I obviously I do like their 2 outside starting cornerbacks, but it makes their job a lot harder.
Oh, they have Kyrie Elam as a
yes, they do. Yeah, it's
guy.
crazy.
Oh, never. Oh, gee whiz.
But it makes their job a lot harder when you're just not gonna have a pass rush. Given I don't want to fully rule out Dante Fowler because he had a good year. Breakout Sam Williams year.
Yeah, it's
look at the quote that Jerry Jones had about his speeding. That was chuckle. We'll say that. But you made me chuckle just a little bit. But again, it makes their job a lot harder when you don't have the pressure of a pass rush like a guy Micah Parsons would put on there. And then you also added the fact Landon Dickerson was a full participant in practice. He will be playing this week, which that could have been line up Odigizua over whoever that guard would be. It would have been Brett Toth, but Landon Dickerson's back. So it just, again, as good as their outside corners are, when you don't have a pass rush, it makes their job very, very hard.
Yeah,
it's my favorite part of their defense, though. I'm just so fascinated by it, because I think one of those guys is going to be good, and
someone has
Williams,
to.
Nealand, and Ezeraku. But all right,
I don't know. That's
should
the first
we move
one.
on to the next game?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to. Should we go in order? Should I just?
Go
Yeah,
in order. Yeah.
we'll go to Sunday Night Football. Obviously, Ravens, Bills. This is basically a pick'em line. These are two of the best teams in football, not just the AFC. These are two of the quarterbacks that battled it out, duked it out for the MVP last year, and it's a divisional rematch. So for the Ravens, you guys have picked them to win the Super Bowl, and I think that's like, on par with how this team is built. I think this is the best roster in football, and the Bills aren't that far behind them. Again, like, we have to start with the quarterbacks. Obviously, I think one of these teams has to start 0-1, which is always this weird part of the NFL season where it's you feel defined by your record, but not like you can't dig out of a hole like this if you're one of these two teams. But overall, yeah, do you guys have anything you want to head on with this one?
Yeah, this is probably my most anticipated game that isn't including my favorite team. Like, this is, I mean, these two teams, like you said, I mean, the two best, I would argue, two best teams in the AFC, at least for me. People want to throw the Chiefs in there, that's fine. But for me, I think this is a potential AFC championship matchup that we're getting in week 1. And that being said, I mean, who's to say that these two guys don't duke it out for the MVP the second year in a row? So it's going to be exciting. Not to mention Derrick Henry. I mean, getting a new deal this offseason, you obviously want to look at him getting the same exact production as he got last season. Does that continue? James Cook, where does he stand? You know what I mean? He got a new deal as well, I believe. And so, now going into that one, what do they think about his snap count compared to Ray Davis? That's what I'm looking for, because I feel like last season his production kind of dipped following Ray Davis and kind of eating up into that. Is that something that still is a factor? And then not to mention about that Bills offense, I'm still waiting on Keon Coleman to kind of explode out of this offense. And some people are saying that he's kind of due for it this season. So, I mean, you fantasy nerds out there, if you have Keon Coleman on the team, kind of watch out. But I'm really looking forward to that. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, on the flip side of that, again, we know both of these offenses are going to be great. They're fueled both by top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL, whatever order you want to put them in. But we know these offenses are going to be great. To me, it comes back down to the defense, and we had talked about it in depth in the Ravens breakdown. If you guys haven't watched that, go watch that. But it just comes down to, can Zach Orr pick up where he left off last season? And I really think they can. And that's what I think the game's going to come down to. If that Ravens defense is what they were for the last, 8 games or whatnot, again, this team is going to be a force to be reckoned with. It is just, again, it's going to be such a fun game.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, you think?
No, my matchup.
Your matchup.
Yeah.
Brand new segment, guys.
Yeah, we're working out the kinks, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to see the Unks go to battle, all right? DeAndre Hopkins and Trey White are going to be matched up on each other. Like, that's going to happen. And I think the Ravens have less expectation on Hopkins than the Bills do Trey White, because looking at the divisional round last year, why the Bills were so successful is because Lamar kind of he blacked out during that fumble and threw a terrible interception, and that was the game. Like, that was literally the game. But they played a ton of man coverage, and they beat the hell out of these Ravens players. And so I'm interested to see, with Trey White being projected as a starter here, he can't do that anymore. He can't play man coverage anymore. So I'm just interested to see how the matchups work out, and if they do throw, Trey White, go cover DeAndre Hopkins just so you don't get in trouble too much. And, maybe Hopkins still has something left in him. But I think that's a matchup to exploit for the Ravens offense. But for the most part, the matchups are hard to find because most of these teams didn't change too much. I talked about the Bills' defensive line in the offseason. Those guys are all rotational backups that they kind of drafted. So nothing really changed with these two teams. It's just the new season. That's really it. So
Yeah.
we get on to the next one. We go to Lambeau Field. Lions, Packers. This is, again, like one of the games of the week because just we're following up in this division, and we're going to talk about this division again. But just what the Packers have done in the last, week to just make these strides. I am so devilishly high on the Packers, much to Ryan's chagrin. It's just, and then you have the Lions. You have the Lions who they lose both their coordinators, but you could still argue they have the best talent in the NFC. Are they up there with the Eagles? I think they're still on the same tier as the Eagles at least because of just the amount of just players they have everywhere. So I'm excited to see how this works out. Do you gentlemen have anything to add?
I just want to throw this comment up on the screen here from our guy Kyle Gagliardi, Mr. OTM on the Mark Wrestling Podcast. If you guys don't follow them, go ahead and please do. Great content over there with Main Event Sports Network or Wrestling Network. I apologize. And he just got a follow from the guy himself, Mr. Cody Rhodes, Mr. WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. So good week for Mr. OTM, as he says, go. I don't want to finish that, but you guys can read it on the screen. Lions Packers, man, this is great. You said it. The one thing that I'm looking for is how this team can adjust to the adversity of losing not just one, but both coordinators. That defense looked really, really good. You got to hand it to Aaron Glenn. Obviously him going to the Jets makes a massive, massive crater in this defense, at least going forward. You have to have some kind of game plan to change it. And then you look at the offensive side of the ball. This guy, top 5 offensive caller in the league. Just overall, he goes to a division rival. This is a hungry team to kind of prove themselves that they're still who they say that they are. And that's really exciting. Now, the other thing that I'm looking for is on the other side of the ball for the Packers. Mr. OTM, Kyle Gagliardi coming in here saying, Micah. I remember there was a defensive end that got traded to a certain team in 2018, about a week before the opener, and he played Sunday Night Football, but it was on a snap count. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what Micah Parsons can do, and whether or not the Packers have him on that snap count. You heard a little bit of something referring to some kind of epidural that he could be taking, with his back injury that he is sustaining. How much does that kind of factor into it? Are they going to be cautious? This is a very, very big divisional game that you're getting in week 1. You need this. You were very close to going 0-6 last season in the division. Starting off 2026 or 2025 to 2026 with a divisional win would be a massive, massive thing for this fan base and this team altogether going into the season. Ben?
No, you took everything I wanted to say right out of my mouth there. It's obvious, very obvious thing that everyone's going to be talking about going into this game is just what kind of impact is Micah going to have right away. That's going to be the fun thing to watch. He's going to be matched up against one of the better offensive lines of the entire NFL, and it's just going to be exciting to see, how he fits into this defense, a week away at that point. So,
yeah.
All right.
Lastly,
you guys are talking about. So we're talking about the favorite for defensive player of the year. Let's talk about the guy on the other side of the ball, Aiden Hutchinson, who broke his leg last year and is coming off of that. Like, how do the Lions deploy him? I'm just so fascinated by that because this was a guy that's 7.5 sacks in four games and 3 quarters, something like that. He defined this defense for 5 weeks last year. And again, coming off a broken leg, you never know with some of this stuff. He says he's ready to go. I remember watching the interview during the Hall of Fame game. That guy was itching. Like he wanted to get on the field so bad. He mentioned Lambeau Field specifically 3 times. But that's the guy I'm focused on, especially going up against, there was kind of an open left tackle battle a little bit there in Green Bay. I think it was always going to go to Rasheed Walker, but I know they wanted to give Jordan Morgan a shot at that left tackle spot. So I'm fascinated to see how Aiden Hutchinson is deployed. Let's get into the final. Yeah.
I just gotta say, buddy, I left that one on the table for you to grab, and you ate it up, man. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson's gonna be a lot of fun, but same thing for him compared to Micah Parsons. We'll see how his rehab's going, because for whatever reason, he popped up on Bears Twitter like maybe a few months ago, and people are like, call me crazy, but he looks slower. That's like, we're so starved for football content, man. It's week 1. Let's get into the
People
last
are
game.
going to start bringing up his short arms from the draft process. Remember that one, Ben?
Yeah.
Lastly, we get into the Monday Night Football game. Vikings at Bears. Big deal. We get Ben Johnson versus Brian Flores once again, and we also get it again this season because they're still in the same division, just like last year. But again, this is, so much new, it feels like, is going on in this game, but at the same time, nothing is really new. We know about Caleb Williams and his I'll say it, lackluster rookie season, going up against J.J. McCarthy, who has not played a football game in the NFL. He played one half of a preseason game last year, tore his meniscus, played a drive against the Texans, didn't play again. I have no idea what to expect from this player. And the same thing goes for Caleb Williams, because we can all, gawk at the Bills drive that he had. A lot of that stuff was like, see it, throw it. A lot of vanilla Bills defense from what I saw. And it was still some of that like back foot kind of like jitteriness and not letting go of the ball. But again, like once the bullets start flying, like this could be, this is one of the teams, the Bears, that it's like, if they just hit the ground running hard and fast, like, watch out the entire division, and that's why it's one of my games of the week.
Ben? Don't make me start here, buddy. Don't make me start here.
He'll talk all day.
All right, I'll start. So here's the thing, man. I'm looking forward to not just Caleb Williams. Obviously, that's my guy. I want him to succeed, right? Let's get outside of that. First things first, you have a problem at left tackle in Chicago, and they just named Braxton Jones their starter. And there's sinking suspicion, at least in my mind, that he's coming back from an injury way too early. He broke his leg in Green Bay, I want to say just the last week of the season. And now he's already back starting week 1. He did not have a great training camp, did not have a great preseason in general. And they're naming him starter. That being said, they don't really have too many different, I guess, better options.
They wanted Ozzie to win that job.
They did, but he, I guess, looked better at right tackle. And so they're putting him there.
I think they're just making him a swing tackle. I think they were
now
can't do it.
Here's the one thing I want to emphasize on when it comes to Braxton Jones. It's more of there's a lot more interior help than what's noted as far as, it was definitely the talk of the town as far as, is when they made these signings and trades. Joe Thuney's going to be helping Braxton Jones out on that left side of the line, and that has to help. It has to. Joe Thuney did not play any preseason snaps, but he's apparently looked really good in, preseason and training camp as advertised. Jonah Jackson's another one that I'm really looking forward to seeing how he does in the Ben Johnson offense, considering how he did not do very well as a Los Angeles Ram. And then Drew Dalman, the center. How is that connection going with his quarterback, Caleb Williams? Is that, kind of connection going pretty well? Is it going to be okay starting off? And then overall, just looking at that interior, how are they handling the pressure? Because this Vikings defense got a lot better, I would argue, over the last year. And so you're saying it's a Brian Flores, defense. I'm excited to see what that looks like. And on the other side of the ball, Dennis Allen, new defensive play caller in Chicago. How does he adapt to that? Is Jalen Johnson playing? Because he's been sitting out of the entire preseason, and he's started to practice, I guess, today, but he had a groin injury that was apparently pretty serious, according to him. And it's like, do you keep him out of this one and hope that it's not that much of a factor, even though your defensive back depth is not very great? Do you want Tyreek Stevenson covering a guy like Justin Jefferson? No. So like if Jalen Johnson can play, you absolutely want to play him. But I don't want to throw him in too early. And then the last thing that I want to hit on is something that was covered in the press conference today. Ben Johnson ultimately said we're going to ease Caleb into this offense, and we're going to see over the next couple days, how much this guy can handle. And he's going to prove it to us, and that'll kind of give us a better idea of what we're going into on Monday night. It's going to be a really good one. We're in for a great one on Monday night. And Soldier is going to be packed and loud. And if this team can end this one with some momentum, like you said, man, watch out. Because, we just talked about the Lions and Packers. I'm also kind of going to be scouting that team for Week 2's matchup. You have 2 divisional games to start your season for the Bears. And how do they start this one off? As 1.5-point underdogs. I don't know. Pretty cool, though.
We will see. No, it's going to be a test. You're getting thrown into the fire. This new offense with Ben Johnson. What does Caleb have? Getting tossed to the wolves against this Brian Florio's defense. It is just going to be an absolute battle. And again, how is JJ going to play? He has not played football in a year and a half now. Is he going to, find his bearings? He doesn't need to do anything special. He has weapons around him. He just has to get the ball to him. It'll be interesting to see how Caleb is going to adapt to that Ben Johnson offense, especially against a team that's good on defense.
Oh, hey, by the way, Adam Thielen's a Minnesota Viking again. How fast is he learning this playbook? Is it any different than what he's used to in Minnesota?
You're going to ask how fast is he still?
No. How fast is I don't know. But that wide receiver depth is not all that great. And I want to say even Justin Jefferson is maybe playing at, maybe not 100%, but they're kind of ramping him up as well. Maybe it's precautionary, maybe it's not, who knows. But there's question marks for both of these teams, and they have high expectations for each fan bases. This is going to be pretty good. Matt, what's the matchup?
No 2 teams in all of football just renovated. Not renovated. They tore down their trenches, their interior, both offensive and defensive line, like the Bears and Vikings did. Every single interior offensive line spot in this game, both left guards, both centers, both right guards, are brand new for these 2 teams. And oh, by the way, it doesn't stop there. Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen go to Minnesota, and Dio Adingbo and Grady Jarrett go to Chicago. So just a complete overhaul in the offensive and defensive line department. How does that look? How is the initial movement? Because I think, just like we talked about with Caleb, I'm saying the same exact thing for JJ, where it's you need to ease him in more so than even Caleb Williams. And how do you do that with hammerhead run game to set up that play action, to set up what Darnold was so prolific at last year and made them, such a dynamic offense. They weren't efficient last year. That was the thing with Minnesota. They weren't super efficient. They were just so damn explosive. And I think JJ can add layers to that, but right away, probably not. So you have to lean on the side of efficiency. And also, just a little wrinkle, I want to see how Kevin O'Connell kind of mixes in QB runs, because I'm pretty sure he did some of that with Dobbs. Remember a few years ago when Dobbs came in early and just kind of mixed it in? I think Kevin O'Connell will want to kind of mix it in, because I think that's one of JJ's strengths that I liked coming out of college that a lot of the other guys in that class outside of probably Jaden didn't have, is that designed run game element. So excited to see this game, man. I love that it's Monday night. I love that it's a solo Monday night, and then we have to do doubleheader Monday nights, sporadic throughout the year. This one deserves its own night, its own kind of coronation for the Ben Johnson Bears era, and let's see if the Vikings can derail it.
Hey, really quick, a really fun note to mention as we're talking about J.J. McCarthy. This is the first time that Kevin O'Connell as a head coach is trotting out a first-time, I would consider him a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
The only quarterbacks that Kevin O'Connell have had to deal with were both backups. So I will tilt my cap to him. I will tell you, as far as NFC North head coaches, I respect anybody that's not wearing the green and gold. And, Kevin O'Connell has done a phenomenal job with reviving the careers of Kirk Cousins, who did a pretty decent job before his tenure in, Minnesota for, Washington. And then looking at Sam Darnold, who had a complete revival and is probably extremely thankful for what Kevin O'Connell did for him, considering that massive size of that contract. So, looking at JJ, is there going to be a little bump in the road, or is this going to be a smooth transition considering he's seen and, been a part of this offense, at least behind the scenes, for a full year? It's going to be fun. When do we get into Pigskin Pick'em?
How have we not this would be bad if we didn't mention Justin Jefferson and Jalen Johnson are going to go at each other. That's also pretty cool.
Hopefully.
I think he's going to be I think he's going to be going. That's also, I just want to mention, sometimes when you get these elite on elite matchups, especially wide receiver versus corner, you just sometimes you just watch it. You just watch it a few times. So also remiss to talk about that. But yeah,
you guys ready for the return? The return of Pigskin Pick'em, guys? Come on. I'm the champion from last season, by the way. I believe. Did we tie? Or am I the champion? I don't remember.
No, you're the champion. You won out by winning percentage because Matt.
I know. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Anyway, you're so funny. What a funny guy. All right, who won it the last 2 previous years? Bucko.
We don't got to talk about that. We're not living in the past. Come on.
Well, that's the Chiefs trotting out over your Eagles. We won the last 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I fully am leaning into the Chiefs fan base then. The amount of times I've heard that.
Gentlemen, Cowboys, Eagles, what are we thinking here? Matt? We'll go clockwise here.
Oh, man. Give me Dallas. I'm buying the offense. I want to buy the offense. I want to go against the Eagles anytime I can. So give me Dallas. I predicted it in our season preview. Let me stick with it, even without Micah Parsons.
Ben?
Guys, I wonder who the Eagles fans picking here. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Eagles too. Chiefs, Chargers. What do you think?
Oh, I got to take the Chiefs. You know me. It's tough with the Chargers with losing Slater and Brazil games. Ugh. By the way, we can't do. They're not going to do those next year. Did you guys hear about this? They're not doing Brazil games because apparently, the legislator is that from the second weekend or from the second Friday of September to the second Friday of December or Saturday or something like that, the NFL cannot do games because of high school football, and with the Labor Day falling where it is, it would be the second Friday. So no NFL next Friday in Brazil. I think that's a good thing for all of us. That game last year, if it's an indication of what's coming. Oh God.
Oh God. Chiefs are bouncing back. I mean, I've said it. I think this is, not bouncing back from a Super Bowl visit, right? But I think this is going to be a revenge tour for them this year. Chiefs are going to win this game.
I have the Chargers here. I think that if Rashee Rice was playing, which he will be, I believe, in the second matchup of this one, we'd have a different conversation. But right now, I don't know. I have a lot of faith in Ladd McConkey. Keenan Allen's coming back. That's got to be good for the locker room and vibes altogether. And I'm a Herbert guy. Oh, by the way, Omarion Hampton.
Big vibe guy over here.
Omarion Hampton, man. Come on. We'll hit on that next segment. We'll get there.
Vibes.
Yeah. Giants Commanders. I think we're all in unison here, right?
Are we?
I'm going Commanders. Ben, what do you think?
Yes.
Matt?
I'm taking the Commanders.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, what a cool guy.
Panthers, Jaguars. Yeah. Okay. I screwed up the whole clockwise thing, so yeah, Matt.
Is he a vibe guy? We'll see.
Dude, he's so taking him, Ben. What are you talking about? He's so taking I'm taking the Jags. I'm taking the Jags. Travis Hunter, 50-yard bubble screen touchdown. Get ready, guys.
Yeah, I am taking the Jaguars.
This game,
yeah.
Good. This is given it's week 1 and there's it's a long season, 18 weeks. But like, it's going to be interesting to see the snap count on offense and defense for Travis Hunter. Like, that is what I'm most excited about this game more than anything.
Hey, did you guys see that I picked up Bryce Young on waivers following my blockbuster trade this week? Just saying. Vibes guy. Return of the vibes guy. Steelers, Jets. I'm going Steelers. Just to
Give me the
spoil it.
Jets.
Whoa!
I don't like it.
Ew. Why have we not talked about this? Aaron Rodgers. Come on. How am I the last guy to bring this one up? Aaron Rodgers.
We're done with this. I'm done with
Revenge
Rodgers.
game!
I've been done with Rodgers.
Haven't we all? But that being
We're
said,
done with
I am riding with Rodgers.
Good for
I
Jets
am-
fans. Going from Rodgers to Fields, like even if it like they both suck, at least you're gonna get excited for some of the things that happen instead of like 5-yard screens from Rodgers down the field.
I want Fields to work out for New York so bad, dude. Can you imagine? Fields does the job that Aaron Rodgers couldn't. That'd be great. Oh, amazing.
And so many before him.
Yeah. The only thing that I would hope in that world is that Caleb Williams is equally as good because the Fields truthers would be disgusting. Raiders, Patriots.
Who'd you pick, Ben? Who'd you pick?
Aaron
Steel City.
Rodgers and the Steelers.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
Raiders, Patriots. This one's kind of fun, I think.
I hate this game.
I love
Not
this
from like
game.
a watching perspective, but like picking. I hate picking this game.
Boys, do we hit Sportsbook twice in a row? I'd be down.
No.
I don't have Sunday ticket yet, so that might
I
be a
gotta kick
problem.
my feet up for Sunday ticket, buddy. I'll take the Pats. Give me Drake May. Give me that guy. That guy's fun. I'm complete fade Raiders this season, so I'll fade the Raiders week 1. Mike Vrabel's back.
There you go.
I'm there, yeah.
By the way, we're doing a bit different. I mean, for those who have watched the podcast over the last 3 years, we used to do a little upset alert, but we're just going to kind of mix it in here. And we had to agree that, like, it's going to be worth something. So each of us gets to designate one upset alert, and we do keep track of, like, everyone's records. I vote that, like, if we get our upset alert correct, we get 3 points compared to the 1 point that we would usually get.
No.
Just saying.
No.
Yes.
Overall record is the point.
I vote
we'll
we
get...
do 3 points because then it's not worth anything.
No, we're doing it. No, I say we do a separate category specifically for upset alert points. But overall record needs to be there because I'm awful at math. I've screwed this up before. Let's just keep it with We'll do overall upset alert thing, and then we'll crown a new champion this year.
That being said, the
Overruled.
Raiders are the overruled. I was wrong. You guys saw it. Here they are. They're bullying me, the Michigan fan. Bullying me. Life is too good for me.
Oh, poor guy.
Right. Yeah, that's what I say. Life is too good for me on this side. I can't. I'm Michigan and Eagles fan over here. That's besides the point. This is one of those games that I really think like could go either way. I'm not going to designate this as my upset pick of the week, but I'm going Raiders. I'm going Pete Carroll. I wish I had a chunk of gum in my mouth so I could just chop it in the mic here. Dante Thornton time, baby.
Cardinals Saints. I'm rocking with the Cards.
Who did you go there?
Me, I'm going with the Patriots. I apologize.
Okay.
I thought I made that clear. Yeah.
Let's go.
Cardinals against the Saints. Matt?
Matt?
Yeah, I'll take the Cardinals.
Yes, I'm taking the Cardinals.
Bengals Browns. Matt?
Oh man, I'm
Stop it!
I'm going Browns. I'll say it first.
I'm gonna take
I'll take him.
I'm gonna take the Bengals. I think Browns get the points plus 5.5. I think that's so tight for me because I think Flacco could just be.
This is my upset pick of the week.
Carve this defense.
You heard it. His upset pick of the week is the Browns over the Bengals. Everyone's like, "Oh, the
Dude, how
Bengals
many
start
times
out
do the
slow."
How many
See, I
times
knew
do
you were
they
gonna
always-
say it.
yeah.
I knew you were gonna say it.
They always start out
mistake.
slow. Joe Flacco took this team to the playoffs. Myles Garrett's fine. You're fine. It's gonna be okay. And the running back room, I'm looking forward to. Cedric Tillman's gonna explode this season. It's gonna be fun.
Blah blah blah. Do you know who's gonna explode this season? Jamar
Wilson.
Chase. All right.
Yeah, but that's a lame pick. Whatever.
It doesn't matter. The Bengals are gonna win this game. Joe Burrow finally is fully healthy. Jamar Chase. What more is there to say? It's the Browns. Bengals.
Myles
by
Garrett's
a landslide.
he's gonna come get you. Just saying.
Yeah,
he's got a helmet in his hand.
At the head with the helmet.
He's
Yeah.
gonna he's gonna put. You remember when he does that Halloween thing with all the quarterbacks? He's gonna
Ben.
Ben from Pigskin Project.
Dolphins, Colts. Gross.
Dolphins. Sprint it in.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Come on. Daniel Jones, you kidding me?
Yeah,
what kind of how is he a captain, by the way? What is that about? I mean, see Zaire Franklin's reaction. That's gross.
Did you know? Because they'll rotate some captains, some teams rotate captains.
Nah, they're just happy they have a quarterback that actually wants to play.
The only team that isn't going to have a quarterback captain is the New Orleans Saints this year. I looked this up.
That's awesome.
That's
Buccaneers,
great.
Falcons. This one's a fun one.
Oh. Give me the
I'm riding
Falcons.
Bucks.
Call it my upset.
Ooh. Ben?
Michael what, Junior?
This is
right?
easy. This is
Am I right?
easy. It's actually not that easy. This game I've gone back and forth on. However, I am gonna pick Baker Mayfield. The flip on this guy. I used to hate this guy, but now he's so much fun to watch. There's just too many weapons. I mean, Michael Penix looks fun. It's gonna be fun to see him operating in an offense that he's had a year to learn now, or a whole offseason to learn now. But Bucks.
Titans, Broncos. Broncos?
I want to lead the Cam Ward hype train so badly, but like this is so Broncos.
Yes, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, what a fire to throw the rookie quarterback into.
Well, it was like that last year. Bo Nix went on the road against Seattle.
Exactly. Oh, Broncos.
49ers, Seahawks.
We have breaking news on the Niners front.
Yeah, there is. Juwan Jennings, $3 million worth of incentives built into his contract this year.
Yeah, so he's gonna play, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He has like a
Give me the Seahawks.
yeah. Oh, give me the
Whoa!
Seahawks. Whoa. I'm taking Niners.
Yeah, I'm picking Niners too. I mean, fully healthy Niners. It's going to be fun to see CMC fully
Come
healthy.
on, the first 4 weeks of the Niners, they don't lose.
Exactly. Go Niners. Ew.
Lions, Packers. Yeah, Packers can shut.
What? Give me the Packers. Come on.
Packers. Yeah, give me the Packers too.
This is where
Give
we're
me the
just
Packers.
confirming off-season biases. Week 1, that's all this is. So, like, if you've been around, you know. You know.
Texans, Rams.
Who?
Rams. Oh, no. I'm taking the. Nah, I'm taking the Rams. Yeah. Who am I kidding?
I'm taking Texans.
Yeah. This is my upset pick of the week. Book it. This was
close.
Yeah, I'm taking the Texans here. I am genuinely worried about Matt Stafford and his back and everything. And yeah, we're going Texans.
Ravens, Bills. Can I pick I just hope both teams have fun?
Both teams have fun.
I'm gonna go Ravens here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Yes,
guys
I
matched
too
up.
am taking the Ravens.
Oh, we're sweeping. I'm flipping Bills. I don't like
Lee Corso over here.
not so fast, my friend. We're flipping. I can't let the Bills go untouched. They're my Super Bowl team.
You gotta do the wave. Vikings, Bears. I don't wanna.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Ryan can go last.
I'm
I'm gonna take Vikings.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to take Vikings just because I want to see Ryan's reaction to that.
It's a good defense, man.
Don't
and
care.
yeah, this one it doesn't move me. Like I'm taking the Bears. It was bound to come. I mean, who am I fooling? But
Stunner. Look at this
Yeah.
guy.
Wow.
On a
time to
limb.
silence the haters, Caleb. Come on, man. Do me a solid here. All right. So we'll get back to you on our
Us.
record next week. Until then, we have some picks for you. Now, the return of Pigskin Payout. Ladies and gentlemen, please gamble responsibly. Okay. But here's my anytime touchdown parlay pick that I will be doing weekly. I'm not doing anything crazy except for
I have 7 players who could have scored a touchdown.
I don't have
Pick a player in
7.
every game. Put $1
I
on
don't have
it.
7. Come on, man. I have 6 of them. Jalen Hurts, Marion Hampton, Terry McLaurin, Chase Brown, Bijan Robinson, CMC. All anytime parlays. The parlays plus 3,600. Put 10 on it. Win 360. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Jalen Hurts on a tush push. Armari and Hampton on a screen pass. Terry McLaurin because it's Terry McLaurin against the Giants. Chase Brown because that offense is going to explode against the Browns. Who am I kidding? Why did I pick the Browns? And then Bijan Robinson because it's Bijan Robinson. He's going to run one in. Don't you worry about it. And CMC because it's CMC. Because CMC sees the CMC.
Oh,
The end
zone.
zone.
Sees the crease. The crease.
For those who are not familiar with this bit, this is a very ongoing bit on this podcast. Matt does not come to the podcast prepared with his Pigskin Pick'em. He creates and builds this beautiful, beautiful masterpiece as we go. And most of the time, I would hop in as he's doing this, but I have the perfect segue, so I'm gonna go last.
All right. I got it. 4-legger. Let's take some dogs and move some lines. Dolphins from 1.5 to plus 3.5. So they win the game outright or lose by a field goal, you win. Browns plus 8.5. Just because the Bengals will keep it close. This game could be like maybe I should have taken the over. I don't know, but I think the Browns are going to be awkward the first 5 weeks because they don't know they are supposed to lose yet. So they're gonna fight hard. And Burrow can't beat the Browns sometimes. Jets plus 6.5. We're riding the Aaron Glenn defense against the Steelers offense. I think it's gonna be muddy. I think it's gonna be 2017. I had the Jets winning. You could easily tell me that the Pittsburgh Steelers win by 3, and I wouldn't bat an eye. But give me that touchdown. And then give me that touchdown insurance. And then if you survive the early slate of those 3 games, you then get into Houston Texans hold the points. I want the money line plus 130, and that equals out to plus 700 odds. Gives you a fun little sweat in the later window. You turn on a game, you get to kick on some good defenses and some good quarterback play and root for the Houston Texans. So that is my Pigskin Payout.
We love it. We're gonna do a simple little three-legger here, and again, it's gonna flow right into our very next segment. This is a guy that we had talked about a little bit. Ryan had talked a little bit about having his leg, and not specifically this one, but this specific player. We're gonna take the over on Brock Bowers receiving yards, 64.5. That leg straight up is gonna be minus 114. Right there with you here with the Dolphins, Matt. I'm going to throw their money line in here. They're minus 102. And then the last leg is something that us boys had talked about here in the group chat a little bit earlier today. It seems like a trap. It seems like free money. I love it. I'm going to have ASU cover the 6.5 against Mississippi State. That's minus 115. Gives the whole parlay up to 594. It's a little bit of a teaser. And that ASU game we will get to in this next segment. Yeah, here it is, the last segment. College Corner. Yes, gamble responsibly. Be smart.
We're not responsible for your losses, so be smart about it.
Yes, be smart.
Be smart. Don't be me. Be smart.
Exactly. Don't be Ryan. That being said,
Enjoyed that video. We really appreciate you clicking on this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. That always helps us out. And remember, check out our links in the description. And Wednesdays, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central Time, live over here, talking ball, interacting with the chat, having some fun. So you wouldn't want to miss that. But that's all for me. And until next time, roll that outro.